So here is how TimeLeft works. And yeah, it's not your typical app. You start by signing up on their website. It asks you for your city and how much you're willing to spend on dinner. And that actually matters because it determines what kind of venue you end up in. After that, you wait. You don't see who's coming or even what the place is until the day before. But what's interesting is the way they build the mystery. Instead of showing photos or names, they give you a percentage breakdown of nationalities, like 30% Canadian, 20% Filipino, 10% Ukrainian, 40% French. It's oddly exciting, like opening a social loot box. Then, 24 hours before the dinner, you get a notification. Here is your spot, here is your time, see you there. No swiping, no bias, just a place and a group of total strangers. And honestly, that's what makes it fun. Before the first dinner, I'll be honest, I was nervous. Not like stage fright or anything, but that quiet tension when you're about to meet new people and have no idea what to expect. It felt kind of like a blind date, but instead of one person, there were 5. And none of them were there to impress anyone. As soon as I arrived and sat down, that anxiety just disappeared. There was no pressure to sound smart, no one trying to pitch themselves or their job. The conversation just started flowing. One girl shared how she lives between Canada and Switzerland. And we ended up talking about the weird reality of splitting your life between countries. It made me realize that most people who show up for something like this are already open. You don't have to break the ice. They are here because they want connection too. That made everything easier. One of the coolest parts about TimeLeft is how it helps you to start the conversation. As soon as everyone sits down, the app sends out a few simple questions, nothing deep or awkward, just enough to get things going. Stuff like, what's something interesting you did today, or what's a line from a movie that stuck with you. And you'd be surprised how quickly a question like that turns into a real discussion. People started sharing stories from work, random weekend plans, childhood movies. You don't feel like you have to perform or be impressive. It feels more like a group of old friends catching up, even if you just met 10 minutes ago. Some people leaned in with curiosity, others laughed right away, but everyone was present. And that's rare these days. Nobody was staring at their phones, nobody trying to leave early. Everyone wanted to be there. I went to another TimeLeft dinner about a week later. New people, new place. This time it was a cozy little restaurant tucked away on a quiet street. Dim lights, warm wooden tables, the kind of place you'd probably never find on your own. The group was just as random as before. A high school teacher, a nuclear engineer, someone who recently moved from Montreal, and a girl who works in fashion. We became from totally different walks of life, but the vibe was the same: open, relaxed, curious. Nobody was trying to dominate the conversation or be the center of attention. We talked about work, hobbies, where we are from, where we want to go next. Someone even asked, what's something from your childhood you wished you could relive? And suddenly it got deep. In a good way. Old cartoons, lost friendships, awkward teenage phrases. It was real. And those conversations, you don't forget them. Did it change the way I see strangers? Not completely. But it reminded me of something simple, that most people deep down are just looking for connection. Not likes, not followers, just a few hours of honest conversation. Especially when you're in a new country, starting life from scratch, it's easy to feel invisible. You walk past people every day, but it's rare to actually see someone or have them see you. TimeLeft didn't magically fix that, but it cracked the door open. For a couple hours, I wasn't the new guy or the immigrant. I was just another person at the table, sharing a meal, listening, being listened to. And sometimes that's all it takes to feel a little more human. It made me want to be more open, even outside the app. Just start more conversations, even the small ones. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Not because it was life-changing or dramatic, but because it felt real, and that's rare. Time left isn't about networking or small talk. It's just about showing up, being present, and letting things unfold. If you're in a new town or just tired of surface level conversations, give it a shot. One dinner might not get change your life, but it might change your week. If you've been feeling stuck lately, maybe it's not about doing more. Maybe it's just about being around new energy. One dinner, one table, one honest hello. That's all time left is. And sometimes that's enough. The most important people in your life might be strangers right now. All it takes is one moment of courage to meet them. If this video made you pause for a second, maybe think about your own conversations, your own city, then hey, mission accomplished! Thanks for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, new videos every week or maybe two.